Coming up next, Business Report producer David Weir talks with a savvy and veteran Palm Beach businessman, Seymour Holtzman, who specializes in buying ailing companies, then making a bundle on the turnaround. Dave asked Seymour about the first thing he looks at when taking over a floundering business.
First of all, the first thing that I look for is to make money.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But basically, I invest into public companies that are undervalued, and I usually take a position in the company of 5% or more of the stock, and I look to make changes to enhance shareholder value. Whatever that takes, whether it's get the company sold, change the management, sell off a losing division, but you know, to do whatever has to be done in order to turn the company into
to make you some money.
That's right. Exactly.
Hey, listen. Well, how do you find these companies? You know.
Well, I have a staff of about 15 people that manage my investments, and research people, analysts, lawyers, and financial people. We take a look at various yardsticks. Today on computers like Bloomberg, you can get any kind of statistics that you want. So in simple form, we get a daily list of stocks that have hit its all-time low, and we go through them and do our research and find out which ones are viable or that we're interested in.
You got anything on your radar right now you can talk to us about?
Yeah, I always have something on the radar, but I can't talk about it.
Okay. That's right, because the price will go up. Right?
That's right, exactly. That I can't afford to.
Yeah, then you can't afford to do it. Well, okay. Do you? Some of these companies that you buy, you know, are pretty. It takes a lot of clout to buy these things. By clout, I mean a lot of money. Do you have partners who get involved with you, or
Yes.
do you handle the whole thing yourself?
No, I usually do the transactions myself, but I do have partners, people that call me that feel that I can bring something to the party. And case in point is there's a company called Whitehall Jewelers, which is a national jewelry chain located in about 40 states, 300 stores throughout the country, Zales type of stores. And we came in and had a proxy contest and prevailed and won the company.
How much did you sink into that one?
We put into that transaction a total of $70 million, of which I put in 25% of the money, and my partners put in 75%.
Okay, your partners, are they usually the hedge fund guys like Blackstone and Provident and these guys, KKR, all those?
Exactly, not quite on that level, but my partners in the Whitehall jewelry transaction are called Prentice Capital. They just bought Levitt's. They buy
Levitt's furniture.
Levitt's furniture. Yeah, they buy distressed companies. They bought KB Toys that was in bankruptcy.
Yeah, right.
They also bought a company called Goodies, which is a retail store chain.
Sam Goodies, right? Or
no, not Sam Goodies.
Sam Goodies, he's a record player, right? The record guy.
Yeah. That actually is owned by Sun Capital, who was a hedge fund down in Boca Raton. Actually.
That's right, is it? Yeah. I'll be darned. Right. Well, listen, how did you get involved in starting all this in the turnaround business? How did that happen?
I started off as an investor into small banks, and I think bankers are not the best executives in the country insofar as I'm concerned.
Well, you should know.
That's right, because all they have to do is just say you don't qualify. So anyhow, you know, most countries in the world have a handful of banks. Like there's 5 or 6 in Canada, 3 in England, basically, that have 90% of the market. In the United States, we have 10,000 banks, and so the consolidation and the economies of a consolidation are very, very evident. You know, the billion-dollar bank buys a $100 million bank, and so on and so forth. And because of the efficiencies that a larger bank has with a smaller bank, they can afford to pay a lot of money for the bank.
Listen, we're running out of time. I want to come back to in the second part of this interview, and I want to ask you about the outrageous CEO paychecks that are coming down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not one of them.
Right. Let's stay with it right here, Seymour.
Thank
I
you.
got to pay some bills and get a commercial in here. Okay, all right. And we'll be back right after these words. We're back with Seymour Holtzman. Seymour, one of the interesting things was that you were doing big-time business in the Caribbean. What was that all about?
About 1998, the largest duty-free operator in the Caribbean is called Little Switzerland. And they got into trouble. Basically, they were the exclusive Rolex retailer for the Caribbean, and they had lost that dealership, which constituted 26% of their business. So the company had very, very serious financial problems. The bank stepped in and took over all the inventory, which they were entitled to do. And when I found out about it, the stock had gone from $10 or $12 a share down to about $1 a share. So I started a proxy contest, took over the company, got rid of management, brought in a friend of mine who lives in Wellington here, and he was I think the executive vice president of Mayer's Jewelers at the time, and brought him in to run the company for us.
Did you make money on that one yet?
I made about 3 or 4 times my money in about 3 years.
So a couple million there in your pocket.
Yeah. Pretty soon I can retire.
You'll never retire, Seymour. I can tell. Now listen, what is right now? What business are you in right now?
I'm the chairman of 3 public companies. The largest one is a company called Casual Male Retail Group. We have 500 stores for what's called the big and tall market, which is growing.
Yeah, big,
yeah, in the United States. And we also own a company called Rochester Big and Tall. Rochester is the luxury end of they sell high-priced suits and so forth to a lot of athletes and so forth. So that company, I'm the largest shareholder and the chairman, excuse me, of that one. I'm also the co-chairman of a company called George Foreman Enterprises.
Yeah, the boxer.
Yeah,
George Foreman.
George Foreman, right. I got to know him because he became our spokesperson at Casual Male. And as we got to know each other, we decided that we were going to put together a small public company, which we did, to create a brand image for the #1 celebrity athlete of all time. That's George Foreman. Everyone, he's famous for the grill company.
Right. Did you get involved with the grills and all that stuff?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
You came in late on that one.
He did, though.
Oh, he made a fortune on
$137 million he was paid.
Gosh darn. Yeah. It sure beats you getting your head beat out in the ring, doesn't
I'll say.
All right. Hey, listen, Seymour, you've been around. You really know corporate intricacies and governance and so forth. The CEO paychecks have, about 5 years ago, they say, okay, we're going to control this. That was a joke. These CEO paychecks are getting just outrageous. What's your comment on that?
I agree with you 100%. They are outrageous. As far as I'm concerned, all these perks, such as airplanes, second homes,
country clubs,
some of the things, the abuses that were down here with Tyco, and so forth, are absolutely outrageous. But I think that it's important, from my perspective, to motivate management. And the way I motivate management is give them a lot of stock options at the market price. So if he brings the value, the stock goes up, he makes a lot of money. But as it relates to perks and salaries, I think they are totally out of control, and it's metastasized.
Well, is it the board of directors who are responsible for this type of stuff? It's just disgusting.
Well, it certainly is. It is the board of directors. They have the ultimate responsibility for choosing the executive and paying for it. Mr. Grasso at the New York Stock Exchange is a very, very, very bright guy.
Yeah.
I have nothing but great respect for him. But $180 million a year is, that's off the charts as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you got this guy Kiltz up in Boston who sold Gillette He's the chairman of Gillette, sold it to P&G, Procter & Gamble. He's going to walk away with around $150 million. 6,000 people are going to lose their job in Boston. I mean, this is scandalous what this guy's doing. If he doesn't give away 90% of it, he ought to be, taken behind the woodshed, boy. I mean, this is absolutely horrible.
I agree with you 100%. It's unfortunate, though, that boards of directors are too often rubber stamps. I once had a director, when he came on my board, he said jokingly, he said, "I want everyone here to know I am not Seymour's yes man." When he votes no, I vote no.
Seymour, listen, we're running out of time. You got to come back. I know your office, you got an office over in Palm Beach and a couple around the world, and you're a world traveler. And you're going to come back in about 3 or 4 months. Let me know how it's going on and your comment on what's happening with Wall Street and the corporate intricacies of the world.
Well, I really enjoyed it. Thank you, David.
All righty. And stay with us. We'll return right after this.